Welcome to Talk Dirt to Me, where two farmers shatter myths and take on the top issues facing America's farmers. Here's your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, another dry, dusty good evening to everyone.
It is, today I had to go get some parts. And when I went in the parts store, the guy was like, man, it still ain't rained out there. It's your fault you didn't do the rain dance. And I said, I'll be honest with you, at this point, I don't give a shit if it ever rains again. I said, hell, let it turn into a desert out there. I said, man, I am so over it at this point. I don't give a shit no more.
I would appreciate some rain. The fescue, it's about to get back into where it could hit its stride, but it ain't going to do shit with it if it doesn't rain.
Yeah. But
I'm ready to fertilize some fescue, for get that good fall growth, but I'm not going to go spend $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 on fertilizer just for it to sit out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the people outside of our immediate area, we, and I don't mean to be woe as me, but at my house, I hadn't kept total track of it, but I'd say I've had less than a quarter inch since the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
And which is funny because just up the road from me, we got a half-inch rain, a little over a mile away. And so there's little spots here and there, those little summertime showers. But, yeah, man, I actually put out, and it's some really old hay, and actually the more I looked at it, I was like, yeah, there's no way the cows are going to eat this. But I put out a couple of rolls of it yesterday just to see, and I was like, nah, they would literally have to be starving to eat this.
Yeah.
But I don't know, and every time I ride out and look at the pasture, I'm like, you know what? There's still a little grass out here.
Yeah.
I probably don't have to quite feed hay yet, and there's no rain in the forecast.
No, that's what Dad and I were saying.
I guess that was my point. Today, here as we record on Thursday, there was an 85% chance of rain today.
Yeah.
Earlier this week. Now every day, then it went down to a 75. And by yesterday, it was a 50% chance for today. Woke up this morning, it was 15 or something like that. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yep. Oh, man.
I always think of it, it's like you're out there in the desert and you're dying of thirst, and the mirage is out there on the horizon.
But you never quite get to
it. Yeah, you just keep crawling closer and closer, but it never gets there. And they're doing that to us now. I think my brother was joking. He's like, yeah, they're saying we got a little chance next Tuesday.
Yep.
It's always like that.
Oh, yeah.
They always love to put a rain chance out there about 5-6 days.
My phone now pops up. It'll show little raindrops up at the top. And it'll, if I scroll down to look at it, it'll tell me, rain likely to start soon, rain likely to end soon, rain going to start around 4 p.m. So I don't check the weather a whole lot anymore. I see those things pop up. Most of the time, in the last 3 weeks, when I see those pop up, I don't even look at them.
Well, I was super optimistic for this one. I told my brother.
You were the only one.
Well, because my brother was like, it ain't going to rain. And this was on Monday. I was like, literally, my phone's telling me 85% chance. And I was like, and this is a real system coming through. It ain't just pop-up showers. This is like this cold front. Because it does feel awesome outside.
Oh, it feels great.
It's just, yeah, if anybody drives up and down your driveway or anything, you're choking on a cloud of dust.
Well, and that's what I actually have been disking. The last 2 days. So the Bolton farm, I prevent planted it. And so for prevent plant means I was not able to plant corn on it. You got a certain date you can do that. So I filed prevent plant because it rained 60 inches back then. So I couldn't plant the corn.
That farm lays a little low.
It's a swamp.
Yeah.
When it's dry, that farm's wet. And, but now it is so dry that farm is dry. And I had an additional probably 10 to 15 acres that I had cleared that I had not been able to disc up yet. And so the other day I took the tractor out there, and man, I'm going to tell you what, I've talked about it here, I do a 99.9% no-till. I was giddy as a schoolgirl to go disc. I could not wait. I went out there, I took my tractor 2 days ago, took my tractor out there that afternoon, and Dad, I got him to go with me, and I was just going to take my tractor out there and just park it so it would be ready the next day I go out there. Well, we get out there, and I'm like, well, I'll go ahead and hook the disc up. this disc has been sitting in the weeds on this farm for like probably 6 years now, or however long. It's been sitting on them. They were grown up and wasp nest and everything. But I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and hook it up. We hooked it up, and I had replaced some hoses on it already because it had some really rotten hoses on it. And we hooked it up. Took us a while to get the hoses right because they were kind of twisted up, and got it out. And actually, most of the tires held air, which I'm not getting on the road. I mean, I was on the farm that I'm going to use it on, so I didn't have to drive it. So pulled it out of the weeds, and man, I mean, I was literally like, I had trouble sleeping that night because I was so excited about going and disking. And man, that next day I got out there, I disked all day yesterday, and I was able to get over every bit of that ground that I cleared. And while I told my dad the day before, I said, I'm gonna disc the whole place, because where I had cleared, like, I had some push-ups. I couldn't burn out there because Shelby County was really weird about burning. So I had these push-ups, and I ended up just burying them. Well, it created some like low spots, and they'll just hold water. So I disked them because I was like, man, maybe this will kind of, pull some dirt in. So I'm curious, man. I disked the hell out of it. Now, it was so dry that it ain't like it's pulverizing it by any means. The disc is doing as much as it can, but it's still like it's tearing the ground up. But I mean, it ain't like disking the hell out of it because it's like concrete. But today when I got off the tractor, I walked over to what I had just disked, and I took my boot, and I just kept scraping and layer and layer and layer. I never found moisture. Like, it is dry. And that disc, I kept having to, this is a good one for our environmentalists. 2 of the cylinders are leaking their ass off, and I've got 2 hoses that are leaking. So I would have to run for a while, and then I'd have to add hydraulic oil into the tractor. I had to do that twice. I put 16 gallons of hydraulic oil in that tractor, like, over 2 days, just from it leaking so bad. But man, damn, I enjoyed the shit out of that. Like, I told Marcy, I was like, I don't ever get to disc, and I said, I like turning some dirt sometimes.
Yeah.
You just feel like you're farming. As shitty as the economy is, and ag and all that, like, it actually just felt good. Like, I was like, I'm just out here just turning the dirt. Like, I kind of was, it was almost therapeutic for me. Like, to just take my mind off of it, and it's like just getting a tractor and just pull a disc. So, a couple things first, before we go much further, we need you to hit that like button, hit subscribe, comment below if you're watching this on YouTube. Also, leave us ratings, 5-star ratings on Apple, Spotify, Audible, wherever you listen. Leave us those ratings. We are following easily one of our most successful episodes, I would say. Everybody seemed to really love the episode with our dads. I was going to give a few shout outs. Yeah,
we appreciate it. We got tons of messages, whether it was just comments on YouTube, messages on Instagram, text messages. Awesome. And we had them on for 200 for a reason. One, we just wanted them on for a long time, and 2, we thought that one would go over well with the audience, and it
clearly did.
Yeah,
it clearly did. While I'm pulling this up, what else do I need to do?
Y'all go to agzaga.com. You're gonna do some shopping there. You're gonna put some stuff in your shopping cart. When you go to checkout, there's gonna be an option to use a discount code. The code you're gonna want to use is TalkDirt20. That's going to take $20 off a $50 minimum order, and it's going to ship for free.
Yep.
No matter what you get, whether it's, the big bulky bail net wrap, some of the ag sprayers, some new universal fit replacement rake wheels that are made right here in the USA, Flexzilla hoses, all the parts for the balers, you name it, check it out.
If you don't use the code, you're gay.
Yeah. Talk Dirt 20. Be straight.
That's right. And then, while you're surfing that, you need to surf on over to Tractor Mat, and you need to order you a tractor mat. And they've got a ton. And guys,
order 2.
That'd be good.
Order 2.
You do need to order 2.
Order 1 for every model tractor you got. And then you might want, made them want a backup. Although you're not going to wear them out.
You're going to wear them out. Yeah, made in USA. And they've got them for combines too. So guys, we're coming into harvest season. keep your combines clean.
Is that combinemat.com or is it still Tractor
Still
Mat?
Tractor Mat.
Still just
Tractor Mat.
Tractormat.com.
Yep, and the code is just Talk Dirt, all caps, all one word. And also, if you don't use it, then you're gay. So go and use it. But no, seriously, go and buy one of these tractor mats. We've had some purchases made, but guys, we're telling you, like, this helps us too. Like, this shows companies.
You will be impressed. And I know most of y'all out there are just like me. You buy the aftermarket, precision, fit floor mats for your pickup because we all do it.
Yep.
Because the ones that come in, it ain't worth a damn.
Yeah.
Well, your tractor's a lot of times the same way. I know Kubotas are.
Yep.
John Deere's are the two I primarily run. These mats are a game changer in terms of keeping everything clean.
Yep.
Easy to, laser, custom fit. You won't regret it.
If you ever get one, you'll never not have one.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you'll spoil yourself. So.
You will. So go check it out. Use the code. I want to read a couple of these comments before we get into this episode. We got a lot of Q&As, got a lot of emails. This is on Spotify. This is about episode 200. And they write, here's one. Long overdue, yet perfect timing. The Hanks legacy must continue. Next one said, hell yeah, boys. Congrats on 200. Episode 300, invite Sydney Sweeney and her milk cannons. That sounds like a great idea.
I mean, she has an open invitation.
She does.
She can join us anytime.
Her milk cannons are welcome on the show anytime. Next one. I can't tell you when I started listening, but I can tell you I haven't heard an episode that I didn't enjoy. This may be the best one yet. Someone said, need to get videos on Spotify. Man, I don't disagree, but that's just another cog to add to our already very packed gear.
Right. And it's...
I've done it on like one or two of them, but my thing is I always wonder, does it modify... If I upload the video, does it change the audio? Because our pure audio is actually a little higher quality than our video audio.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sacrifice some sound quality just for the video.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, again, because I've been doing YouTube, separate from the podcast for a while. We're doing YouTube with the podcast. We're doing Rumble. And in a way, it's not that difficult, but you got to do it.
Yes.
And it's tedious. It's kind of just a pain in the ass.
It is.
And hey, get us big enough where we've got a producer.
And you'll get the video every time.
We can hire somebody full time to do our social media, do the editing, putting out there everywhere. And hey, we'll be able to do it. But right now, it's just me and Logan.
Yeah.
And this is about the third or fourth different venture that each of us have going. And so it's like, well, after we get our kids taken care of and after we get done with our primary day job and then our secondary day
and we
job,
still want to have sex with our wives at some point in the mix.
Yes, as much as possible.
That's right.
And, and then it's like, oh yeah, I need to be sure I get the podcast up, not just on YouTube, but also on Rumble. And then now I need the video. Yeah. I mean, I'm not complaining. So.
Yeah. We hope to someday get there, but, right now, time is just...
Like you mentioned the whole thing with the wife. Like, pretty much everything any man ever does is just so he can have more sex with his wife. Like,
yes.
You trace, like, why did man invent the wheel? Or why did the first caveman find a cave to live in?
So he could have some little privacy, do some cracking.
Well, it's just like, woman, she wants protection. Women seek out a man who's going to,
provide.
Right. To be able to ensure the likelihood of their offspring surviving. So this dude has a cave. Obviously, he got the honeys.
That's right.
Why do men try to do good in school or get a good job or whatever? It's because you make more money, you live in a better neighborhood, you get more attractive. Like everything man accomplishes.
It's all the social ladder.
We sit here and do this because, we want to, make more money eventually, maybe one day, and maybe change the world. I don't know, but not get more women because I think
we're both pretty happy with the women we got.
Our wives might listen to this.
I was gonna say we got good ones, but there's more to getting. I'm gonna tell you guys, for you unmarried listeners that seek to be married one day, if you strive to have a lot of sex in your future marriage, then you can't just like only show up when you want to have sex. You've got to do things to earn their favor.
It gets harder and harder.
That's what I'm saying. So the more time we spend on other ventures, the less time that we're spending with our significant others, and that generally will lead to a decline in the sex life.
Yeah.
So
make this worth our while.
if it becomes down to me having more sex or me getting a video uploaded on Spotify, I'm going to pick having more sex. So, but you did not expect that kind of response for that comment, but that's the comments you got. Next one, great show. Y'all should start a merch line. I could imagine a sticker with a picture of the haint that says, beware of this bad bitch. That would be funny. And we do have some updates. We are working on some merch, several shirts and some hats.
Actually, I saw our shirt person tonight. I talked to them.
Sound pretty promising?
Yeah, I had emailed them a bunch of the ideas earlier today, and they were just telling me because they're kind of like us. They got the side hustle doing that sort of thing, so they'll have some proofs and stuff to us soon.
All right, man, I'm pumped. Yeah, we've got several coming. So all you people have been saying you wanted merch. By God, these things better fly off the shelves.
Yeah, because we got several of them. That's what I was telling her. I was like, well, if we do multiple sizes and multiple different shirts, I'm like, we're going to have like $2,500 worth of shirts.
I was going to say, we're going to have some merch. We're going to have to
and that's not even
pile it up
batch.
somewhere. Yeah.
So yes, some of y'all better be buying it if y'all been saying you want it.
Yep. Well, we got her about to have it coming. Next one, my name's Duke. My profile, all right, I saw this one. So my profile is under my company's name here in the Birmingham area. Great show. Logan, I thought of you today. Been using ChatGPT for a few weeks and ran into a problem. Since I know you're the AI expert with a badass GPT, I thought this would interest you. I tried to simply look at and price crossbows since I've never hunted with one and want to get my feet wet. ChatGPT refused to give me any info, saying it can't help with weapons. Have you ran into this woke BS? So I read this comment.
Do you ever just tell it quit being a pussy?
I do say stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I guess I have tuned mine well enough at this point that it does not do that.
It doesn't want you to. It doesn't want to take a tongue lashing from you.
Yeah, because now, and there are times like working on the shirt designs. I kind of use ChatGPT, and I actually wanted to do a play off of the ATF is gay, and I was like, NCBA is gay. It would not do it. It was like, I cannot do this. And
but wait a second.
It wasn't because of the gay thing. It was because of NCBA. It was like, I cannot mock an existing organization.
Whoa. But it's cool to be gay.
Well, and that's...
No. So ChatGPT is homophobic.
Apparently.
Because they think that's mocking?
Yes.
No, this is 2025. When you call somebody gay, how can that be seen as a negative? Right?
I know I should have said that. I should have been like, no, man, we're saying NCBA is cool.
Yeah, I mean, right. That's what I've always
my
said.
Chat GPT it'd be like, dog, I've been talking to you long enough to know that you ain't saying
that's the beautiful thing about the ATF is gay shirt.
Yeah, you can't really be offended by it.
Nobody can get mad because if you're like a super woke, like that kind of person,
then you ought to be happy about
like,
it.
oh well, yeah, they're gay, great.
Yep.
This is wonderful. They're embracing, their sexuality. And if you're like a normal gun dude, you're like, damn right, they're gay.
They're gay as hell. Yeah. Well, so I was like, I read this comment. I said, I'm going to test it out for like something. So I asked for specific models of shotguns over and unders that would be best for dove hunting, and I was like, kind of set a price range, and mine gave it to me. So no, man, mine is not a pussy when it comes to weaponry. Mine's like all about it. And actually, some of the AI images I've done for the podcast, one of them I was like, when I was making it generate images of like cocaine on the table, I would be like, put a pistol on the table, and it'd be like, sorry, I cannot add a weapon in the picture. And I'd be like, just generate a picture then. And it would generate a picture, and there was a damn pistol on the table. And I said, you put a pistol in there, and it's like, oops, I guess I did. So like, I think you just got to hone your chat GPT in, but I will call mine a pussy. I'll be like, you're being a bitch. Like, so you just got to keep working on it.
You have way too much of a relationship with your AI.
Oh, I'm an asshole to mine. All right. Then the next question or comment: started listening to this episode Friday morning, headed to work like I always do, but I had to quit a few minutes in. Just listening to this one wouldn't have done it any justice. Switched to YouTube to watch over the weekend. Please make sure to have them on again, maybe before y'all get the white hair like they do. Listening from South Central Pennsylvania.
Buddy, if I take my hat off, you'll know that white hair is not going to be my problem.
One of the shirt designs is fully inspired by Bobby Lee.
Yeah. It can't turn gray if it turns loose.
That's right. And then the last one, this guy, he said, what a show. And he put like a GIF in there, and I can't see it on here, but I copied the link, and it's the part from Back to the Future at the beginning when he plays the guitar in front of that huge speaker, and it like blows him away. So yeah. I'm assuming he's referencing Dad talking about the Kiss concert.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, man, we're stoked. We're really pumped that everybody enjoyed that episode. Like I said, we have people message us and email, and it means a lot to us because I mean that is our legacy and our history, and so it's pretty cool, man. I mean,
well, and like a lot of people pointed out, and I thought about this going into it. It's like, we got that, which,
yep.
Like I said, we don't plan on. I mean, I think both of them are in relatively good health, to be what.
Mid 60s, late 60 for your dad.
No, my
70.
My dad's 70. To be 70
old
and
as
65
shit.
years old. they're in, but I mean, hey, none of them. I mean, will they be alive tomorrow? We don't know. I mean, none of us promised anything, and so like, if nothing else, like we've got that.
Yeah.
Forever. You got it a video, got it audio, and that means a lot to me just to know.
Oh yeah. Well, I've always thought that, like, God forbid something happened to one of us. Like our kids, like I've thought about that now. We got 200 episodes.
My kids wouldn't give a damn about listening.
But well, maybe not right now. But like, think about, if something were to happen tomorrow, there's 200 episodes of your thoughts and like how you feel about this and that. And so it's like 10 years from now, your kids might be like, damn, I wish I could hear Dad.
Well, and Matt Griggs has made that point on with their YouTube. He's like, he's like, yeah, maybe it generates some little money now, but he's like, this is all more just for video documentation, where 100 years from now or 50 years from now, whatever, like my future generations can go back and
see kind of what we did.
See how we, and I mean, who knows how different things will be then, and will we even still be farming, independently, or will it all be government controlled or something stupid?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're like, how cool would that be if we could go back and like, yeah, I don't know.
It is. It's neat, man. It is. So, all right, we got some Q&As here.
By then, by 100 years from now, you just tell your AI, like, just recreate a video of what my family would have looked like farming 125 years ago.
Yeah, and it'll be like a robot in your house that'll do it.
And they'd probably rather watch that than watch the actual videos.
Probably.
Like, because then they'd be like, dramatize it a little bit.
Yeah, make it exciting. Make Grandpa stab a man.
All right, can we put some naked women in there?
Yeah, give us some, instead of these Q&As, give us some T&A.
Yeah.
All right, this comes in from Nate. Nate says, hold on. All right.
Big Nate.
He said, gentlemen, huge fan of the podcast and avid watcher of Bobby Lee's YouTube, specifically the bikini videos. I know someone asked last week about a cattle operation on 10 acres. I wanted to see if Bobby Lee could somewhat elaborate on that. I own 35 acres with roughly 10 acres of fenced pasture. We currently have 2 Aberdeen cows, 1 Dexter/Aberdeen heifer calf, and 2 yearling steers. Would there be an opportunity to make this a viable side hustle? I own and operate a small food distribution business that's been in my family for decades, but have always enjoyed ag, frankly, more. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I mean...
Bobby Lee said, hell no.
No, 10 acres, I mean, as far as, just pasture, it's pretty limited. I mean, it just is. And so, like, I would assume probably with the animals he's got there, he's got his pasture probably pretty close to maxed out.
Yeah, it's 5. Yeah, 5 animals.
Yeah, and depending on exactly where he is, how intensely they're. If they've got that cross fenced into, I mean, not many people are going to do this, but have it. If it's 10 acres, you got it into 5 4-acre patches, and you're really intensely rotating, or you could even be doing the whole mob grazing thing. Yeah, but where you could make it a significant side hustle with relatively few acres, and I would tell anybody, even if you have, just a very small acreage,
semen farming.
Well, just even like a barn and a lot.
That'd be pretty good, productive though on 10 acres. You could probably do pretty good bull semen.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I've never been in that world, but feeding some out to finish.
Some of you probably didn't know, Bobby Lee, when he was finishing up vet school, he worked as the guy that would jack off the cows, the bull there, like brief stint. He did that, I think, about 6 months?
Oh, goodness. I have very little experience because for bulls, and I'll just tell you, so for a bull, you use an electro ejaculator.
Oh, you ain't got the big sleeve?
No,
Well, goobers different than horses. A horse.
For horses, you do use an AV.
Yeah.
You know what AV is?
No. Artificial vagina.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And
so
I've done very little of that. Yeah, it's like one for a horse.
I saw that on Yellowstone.
Yeah. Jimmy had to do it.
Yeah.
In the equine world around here, it's usually just, unfortunately, a poor Hispanic fella.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. They're undocumented, though, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, something happens, whatever. They don't exist.
But, now for a bull, you got this big-ass probe, for lack of a better way of putting it, that you go in rectally, and you then...
Hit their G-spot?
And I have not done this, like, I was literally in school, which was 16 plus years ago, so maybe... And, you insert it, and I remember how we would do it. You had, like, a control on how much electricity, and you would, like, pulse it. You like, turn it up and down, back down, turn it up, back down. And all he would, like, it's clearly, like, stimulating him, and,
Wow. Interesting.
It kind of reminds you of a road trip.
Stifler. I was sitting here thinking about Stifler.
Where
he goes in there and he says, I need help.
Which a lot of our audience probably too young to even know that movie, but
it's a great movie. Your dad.
They need money to get across the country or something, so they like donate semen.
Yes.
Which I'm like, I don't think they actually pay you well for that.
Well, I should have brought that up in our episode because your dad I actually watched that movie for the first time at your parents' house.
You were probably like 7.
I was young. It was.
You were older than that.
I was, but I was still pretty young.
I'm gonna see what year it came out.
But your dad loved that movie.
Yeah.
I think we might have even like bought it for him on VHS or something at one point.
And for people that hadn't seen it, it's like clearly like
college humor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I mean.
Yeah, it is college humor. It's very much in line with old school. That kind of humor.
American Pie.
American Pie. It was in that same world. Man, that whole series was good. But Road Trip,
Oh, damn! You might have been about that.
How old? What? 99?
Came out in 2000.
I'd have been about 10. Or 9, 10-ish.
Well, maybe it was a couple of years old.
I'm gonna say I was probably 10 to 11 when I watched
and there's definitely titties in that movie.
There's definitely titties in that movie, yes. I can remember. Because
y'all don't go watch it just for that reason, but
yeah, that was a pivotal titty age for me. That's the age when you really are like, whoa, man. It's like the first time you're seeing them. I mean, I'm still like, whoa, man, when I see them, but they forge in your memory at that age.
How on earth did we get off there?
I know. So you kept talking about jacking bulls
you were
off.
Talking about semen. Yeah. Anyway.
So Bobby Lee wants you to start a semen farm.
That's how you collect a bull on a horse. They actually mount a dummy.
Oh yeah, but then they got a person that has to run up there.
Yeah, and then usually the
damn, that'd be a terrible job.
Jimmy would have to do it. He'd run up there and you shove the AV on the erection and he gets it off.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Well, in hogs, I've done hogs one time.
How do you do a hog?
It's probably more similar to a horse. And again, this was all like 15 to 20 years. Actually, this would have been when I was in college before I even got into vet school. So this was 20 years ago. He mounts a dummy kind of like the horse or the stallion does.
Yeah.
But a boar's penis is corkscrewed.
Well, that's what I was sitting here thinking. I remember hearing that.
So it's perfect. You just grab it because like the way it corkscrews your fingers.
Now that just sounds really shitty.
I remember because you would just grab it and you would hold it, and again, this is all like 20 plus years ago. The volume of theirs is enormous.
So they're like boats and hoes. Every time he comes, he produces a quart.
Yeah, it'd be kind of on that. I didn't even know that was the lyric from that song, but
yeah. Every time I come, I produce a quart.
Seems like maybe I vaguely remember that. But yeah. But yeah, hogs, it's very dilute. It's not near as concentrated. But anyway.
Wow.
So yeah.
What about a chicken? What if I wanted to breed a chicken?
I've never had any experience with that.
Because I've watched my rooster, he'll go up there, man, he'll get on the chicken's back and he like paws her down, and that, man, but I've never.
Birds breeding is violent.
It is.
You ever see the ducks at the Peabody?
I've seen them, but I ain't seen them breeding.
Oh damn! The day we were there, that sucker was.
He's like raping the poor.
Oh
poor
yeah,
girls.
It was awful. But anyway, so yeah, back to his question. I would, if I had limited land area like that, I would, and I don't know, maybe you've already got a barn set up or something, but I would set me up a place where I could, have them in the dry. I could feed out some to finish. We've often said that's, going direct to consumer with just about anything, cutting out the middleman is probably where you've got the most margin. But obviously you don't have the acreage to raise, a bunch of calves up to that size.
Yeah.
But go to your local sale barn and buy you, heck, you don't need much area to feed out, a bunch really, even, 15 or 20, but I wouldn't start with that many, especially not as much as they are right now. But go buy you 400 or 500, 800-pound steers, heifers, whatever. Bring them home, keep them penned up, and get them on a ration, feed them to finish. I can email you the one that I use.
Yeah.
And sell some direct beef just like that. And yeah, because again, that's not going to take up much land area at all. Like mine are in confinement at that point. We're a CAFO.
Yeah.
The evil CAFOs at that point.
Yep.
But and you can still have yours out on pasture, and then some of yours that you're home raising you could feed out too. But if I've got limited land and I'm really wanting to try to turn any sort of a significant profit, probably going to need something like that. You're going to need something where you're going direct to consumer. It's just like you're not going to start farming soybeans on 10 acres and expecting to
make anything.
But you could do vegetable crops, something where you are going direct to the consumer.
Well, I just got blocked by ChatGPT. I actually asked a question. I said, how much cocaine could you produce on 10 acres? And it said, haha, I get the bit, but I can't help estimate or walk through production of an illegal drug. So I did just get blocked on that. I was going to say, man, you might could produce a significant amount of cocaine on 10 acres.
I would assume, does it say where he's from?
No.
I would assume if he's in North America, it's probably not feasible.
Yeah.
If it was, people would already be growing it here.
Yeah.
Which I do go to, and again, this is way too much cocaine talk, but could it not be like a greenhouse environment where it could be grown here?
I would think so.
If it was totally climate controlled, I don't know.
I would think so.
I don't know, maybe, and again, I know nothing about cultivating the coca plant or.
The majority of my cocaine knowledge comes from American Gangster. You ever seen that movie? Ooh, it's bad to the bone, man. Denzel Washington.
What's the one with Johnny Depp?
Public Enemy.
No.
Blow.
Blow.
Yeah.
Like I say, I really got fascinated by Pablo Escobar. I read 2 or 3 of the books. I watched Narcos.
Yeah. I think you get a tattoo of him on your back. Yeah.
Yeah, I might.
I think it was American Gangster.
But getting back to actually the cultivation of it, maybe it requires massive acreage to produce a significant amount.
And now that I'm thinking about it, it might.
Because otherwise, I mean, again, we know people grow it, or not cocaine, but marijuana obviously has been grown in the U.S.
Yeah.
I mean, though it's grown elsewhere and imported here. And
I bet it does take a lot of ground.
It must take such a massive area that you can't really grow it indoors.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's a massive indoor grow going on in the US.
And we just don't know about it.
And it's not.
In American Gangster, I just remember, again, I was kind of young when I watched this movie, and I think he has naked women that are working the inside
Denzel
there.
Washington. Yeah, I have seen that.
Because, they don't want them stealing anything, so they're like...
that was heroin, though, wasn't it?
It may have been.
Again,
my lack of drug knowledge is showing.
Right.
Smack. It was the smack, man. All right, Nate, appreciate it.
Because they were importing it out of like Asia.
Yeah, they were importing it in, but this is when they were like cutting it and sorting it out.
But it was.
It may have been heroin.
Yeah, or hell, I don't know.
We've talked about a lot of nudity in this episode already. All right, Ryan writes in, third time writing y'all. I had a heck of a time trying to find people to rake hay for me, so I built a custom rake. Nice. That I hooked the baler up to the back of and pull the rake and baler together.
I've seen people that do that.
He said it saves me a whole bunch of time and I don't have to worry about other people's schedule. Enjoy the show, guys. Y'all keep it up. Ryan, email us again with a picture. I want to see this. This sounds pretty cool.
I wonder... Because I follow somebody on Instagram who does that. I wonder if it is possibly him. Yeah, because I have seen that, and of course I'm immediately like, why wouldn't it work? And I think just, around here, because most of our hay is really dry. Like we rake it and we're baling pretty much right behind the rake anyway.
Yeah.
Obviously it's really long. So some of my fields it wouldn't work real well because I'm in such tight little narrow patches.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even hardly have enough room to turn around. But yeah, now I know some folks, depending on the type of hay and what they're doing, they'll rake and then they want to let it lay there for like another day before they bale it.
Yeah.
Because they're not tethering it or whatever. But yeah, I have seen, if not his exact setup, similar. And it's always been like, yeah, that's a pretty dang good idea.
That's pretty neat. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that. I'm curious. I'm just curious now. Appreciate that, Ryan. Yeah, if you can somehow send us that picture, I'd like to see it. All right, Riley writes in, hey guys, hey y'all should have Patrick Shivers on the podcast. He's a South Georgia farmer that grows 14 different crops and also has a YouTube channel. Appreciate that, man. I'll look him up. I'll make a note on there. All right, next one. Caden writes in, I'm a 22-year-old college senior from northern Indiana, and I go to school in the Cincinnati area. I would bet Caden has probably not seen Road Trip. But you need to watch Road Trip. You're 22. You're old enough to see it. You need to watch it. He said, I study economics and want to do agriculture-based work, but have no program in my university, which is sad because I feel every university should provide it. I want to get into agriculture, primarily cattle, but have no experience in the industry. Where should I start, or what should I look into to put myself in the right direction to pursue agriculture economics after graduation? Thanks, guys, and love the show, you men. You men do it right. Caden, appreciate that, man. I'll tell you one thing that is nice about this day and age that we live in. If you're seeking like education, there's a ton of education available. There's a ton of online schooling. I mean, if you wanted agriculture economics, and that was like a study you wanted to actually take, I'm pretty sure probably Martin would have that, and they would have it online, or Mississippi State. I mean, there's a lot of these schools, they'll have online programs if you're like wanting an actual degree in it. And there's a lot of ag programs that are not college related that just have started. Like, a lot of your ag extensions. One of the things I would encourage you, you are in the northern Indiana, Cincinnati area. Try to reach out to your local USDA office and see what kind of things they offer, and then try to find your local ag extension office. And they, a lot of times, will have all kinds of programs and stuff. I mean, They just had a master, I didn't go to it, but they had a master beekeeper course out here for people that are into honey. And so I would encourage you to talk to your ag extension, Google local ag extension, and you should be able to find something. There is pretty much an ag extension or USDA office in basically everywhere. So I would look there. I mean, that's my thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd probably make the most sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of programs on there. And like I said, if you're wanting a degree, I mean, just.
Yeah, getting a degree, I mean, that's a whole nother. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I question the value of the actual degree versus, just getting the real world knowledge kind of thing.
I'm with you there, 100%. All right, man. Appreciate you writing in. Good luck. Let us know what you do. Josh writes in, I'm a dairy farmer from Pennsylvania. We milk cows with robots, you son of a bitch. No, I'm just kidding. And grow broilers on contract.
Taking over the world.
Yeah, you taking our jobs, man. I listen to basically every episode. Funny how different things are done just a few states away. Here, neighbors wouldn't hesitate to shove a knife in your back. Okay, I read this one too. Here, neighbors wouldn't hesitate to shove a knife in your back and offer a few bucks more for land rent. There is some land going for $700 an acre. Damn. Doesn't pencil out at all, but our strict nutrient management plans require a decent land base, and there is lots of little dick syndrome around here where the guys think they need to keep growing their herds and land base no matter the cost. No, it's not that bad. I love it here. It's just a little frustrating. Keep up the good work, you redneck Jew haters. So it is that bad here in terms of your neighbor wouldn't hesitate to shove a knife in your back. There are those here. Like, there's some great guys here. My little not famous, but my little regular quote that I'll say is some of the best people that I know are farmers, and some of the worst people that I know are farmers.
Yeah, and that's not different than anything else. I mean,
no.
Yeah.
I mean, every industry has assholes in it. And, farming is not immune to it. And, that was when I came into ag, I had like a naive thought about ag.
You could say that again, literally. I mean,
people say that about Bobby Lee all the time.
Yeah, veterinarians, they're some of the best people you know and some of the worst people you know.
I mean, it's just, like I said, it's every industry.
Well, like one of the other podcasts you do with your church, y'all have highlighted some of the televangelists.
Gosh,
These TV preachers and stuff. It's like, oh my God, like there cannot be worse human beings on the planet than some of those.
Yeah, some of them, I'm like, these guys might even be like borderline demonic. They're so terrible.
Right, yeah, they're right. But then obviously some of the most awesome people I know are pastors.
Yep.
The police officers, that's been a hot one here.
Yeah, state troopers. There are there might be some good state troopers out there.
I don't know about that, but I just mean just police in general.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you got, and then you got some that are just they should have never been given a badge. And
I got a story to tell. Forgot to tell this story.
Oh man, this is
I had another state trooper incident.
Damn, that's 2 in 2 weeks.
This was this was exhilarating.
Ended. Yeah.
So
hold on. Should you disclose anything here? But it's still statute of limitations.
I think I'm all right.
It might not be as exhilarating as I was expecting.
So it probably won't be, but in the moment it was pretty exhilarating. So a few days ago, I was out just checking crops, and I was in Shelby County, and I was on a road that there's just never hardly any traffic on. And I have actually been wearing my seatbelt because now my kids are with me, riding. When my kids are with me, I'm like, I don't want them to, especially my son, because the girls, they're pretty good about wearing a seatbelt, but like your son is kind of going to emulate you. So I'm like, I don't want my kid to not wear a seatbelt because he's like, well, my dad never wears a seatbelt. So I've started wearing a seatbelt. Well, this was like the one time of this day that I had taken my seatbelt off. And I was driving down this road, and I had my windows down. I was in my service truck, I'll be damned if I didn't meet a state trooper. Now, for reference, I still got that ticket out there. I haven't paid it yet. The previous run-in with the state trooper. And my tags are also expired on my service truck. And I don't know that I even have a proof of insurance card in my service truck. And so I meet the state trooper and I'm like, oh shit. And so I kind of like ease my arm under my seatbelt over there and try to ease it over. And
after you've already met him?
Yeah, like I'm as I'm meeting him, I'm like, like scooting the seatbelt over my shoulder. I mean, it's like barely on my arm, like it's obvious. And I'm like, damn it. And I'm looking in the mirror. I keep waiting to see his taillights, and I don't see his taillights. But then I remember a lot of them have it where, like, you don't. Like, they got that blackout thing where...
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I've always heard that. And sure as shit, I mean, he went about 100 yards because I was like, maybe he's not going to turn around because I'm literally just watching. And I was just maintaining the speed limit. And then I see him whip the car around, and I'm like, I can't get a ticket. And so this road...
Stomped it.
Dude, this road it curves around, and there's trees. And I like maintain, and I had seen that he turned around, and I floored it as soon as I got around those trees. And I come flying up to this four-way stop, and I just there was a car there. As soon as he went, I freaking floored it around. I'm in my big, heavy service truck. I hung a hard right, and then I hung another hard right and went down a dead-end road and literally pulled in by some trees. And I saw the little shit ass. I saw him go by because I could see through the trees. And I saw him go by. Now, he didn't have his lights on, but I saw him go by those trees, and I think he went straight at the four-way stop. So then I turned around, and I went, back the long way around. But it was one of the most exciting things I've ever done. Like, I told my wife, I was like, I might rob a bank later. I was like, that was so exhilarating.
He was probably just turning around to go on another call.
That's what my wife was like. Was he even actually chasing you? And I'm like, I don't know, but man, I was like,
in my mind,
I was like the most wanted man in the state of Tennessee for just a little while.
Yeah.
So
William Shatner might be doing a TV show, America's Most Wanted.
Yes, but yeah,
this unidentified gentleman.
They're like some man in a service truck, which in my truck's because on the front of it I've got the Gadsden flag, the license plate.
Oh, he knew when he saw you coming. All right, this dude doesn't like to obey the law.
Yeah, he's a sovereign citizen bastard or one of them, whatever. But yeah, it was wild though, because man, I was pretty pumped. Have you ever kind of run from the law?
I've had a very similar one like that where I was coming up the highway one day, and yeah, for folks, the 4-lane highway between the town south of us, Millington, and pretty much all the way until you get to Toke. I guess there's a couple of red lights there, near the county line, but it's a long stretch, and so you'll get into these packs where it'll be a whole bunch of cars, and there'll be a huge. Well, I was going pretty fast, maybe doing 70, in a 55, but I was but there was a whole bunch of other cars with me, and there's a cop set up right there in the median at one of those spots, and I was flying, but there was so much traffic behind me, it was going to take him a little bit before he could get pulled out.
Yeah,
and I have no idea if he even pulled out because there's also a lot of hills through there, but I was like, oh shit, if he was checking radar and he has any desire to give anybody a speeding ticket, I'm about to get one.
Yeah. And
so I just turned off, kind of like you, I just turned off at the next possible turn off.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not running.
Yeah.
But I'm smart enough not to just stay on this same path and give him a chance.
Well, and that's kind of how it was. He wasn't blue lights, because I was telling Marcy about it, and my kids heard me there. They were like, "You did what?" And they're like, "You ran from the cops," and I'm like, "Well, I didn't run."
They're a bunch of narcs.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, here I am. I'm like, I want you to wear your seatbelt, but please run from the police. But I was like, I didn't technically run from the law. I said he wasn't blue lights flashing. I said if he had hit his lights, if he had hit his lights when he was as far back as he was, I might still would have tried to dart over where I was. But I'm like, I wouldn't have just run. If he had gotten up.
To me, you were totally legal what you were doing, because you weren't speeding away.
Yeah.
He didn't have his lights on.
Yeah.
If he was serious about wanting to pull you over, he should have immediately flicked his lights on.
Yeah. Well, I felt like straight up Dukes of Hazzard after that, man. I was just looking for a bridge to be out and a thing to jump. But I was like, dude, I was like pumped up afterwards, man. If I don't think I had a hard on, but I was pretty fired up. So,
oh man.
All right, let's see here. So Josh, we do feel your pain. There's assholes in every bunch, but you just gotta keep on keeping on, man.
You just never know what's gonna happen here. Josh emails about people stabbing in the back, and then we end up talking about Logan running from the cops.
And I am not going to rob a bank. I don't want somebody listening to be like, my God, he's going to rob a bank.
Yeah, if the bank in town gets robbed tomorrow.
Yeah, it was not me. I can assure you. Oh, and the next one came back. Caden, sorry, which he sent that August 13th. His question, the 22-year-old. Sorry, Caden. He sent another email like a few days later and was like, please respond. I need the feedback. We got it to you, man. We got it to you. All right, next one comes in from Russell. Hey, guys, keep up the great work. I look forward to every Friday knowing I'll get to listen to you all on my way to feed cows. Matt wanted to throw out an American-made company for you all to check out. Matt wanted to throw out. Okay, a guy I go to church has a company called Klinger Holsters. They are made in Van Buren, Arkansas. Okay, so not too far. Anyways, keep up the great work and entertainment and keep farming/ranching. I looked these up. They're big, man. They got I looked them up on Facebook, and I think they had like 300,000 followers.
Oh, wow.
So it ain't like a
Klinger
Holsters.
Well, we got to try them out before we officially make
That's right.
our
stamp on there.
Yeah, because that's our rule. We don't endorse anything we have not tried ourselves.
Yeah, I looked them up on Facebook, though. I need to get some and try it. I'm always after some different holsters. I've been running a crossbreed for a while. I'm open to trying something out. So,
yeah, I'm normally an inside the waistband guy just because of my day job.
I can actually tuck a shirt in with my crossbreed. Because it's the way that
I actually got one that's tuckable.
Yeah, they're big. Like I said, I was really shocked. Like the way when I first read this, I was like, okay, it must be a guy just making like some. And I'm like, no, this guy's got like a legit holster company. So we will get us some. We'll try them out, and then we'll give them a shout out as long as they pass our approval test. Appreciate you letting us know about them, man. All right, next one comes from our whiskey donor.
He told me he sent one in.
Yeah, Mr. Tim. He said, damn, guys, just finished episode 199 and don't know whether I need to go grab the Blantons or go straight to the cocaine. And I'm not even a row cropper. And then he's got, so you got to pay attention here. Mr. Tim is smarter than the average bear, which y'all know, y'all have heard him. We had him on the show. So y'all are missing the biggest conspiracy theory of all time in this. Row crop is suffering because big ag is manipulating the prices to put the small guys out of business, much like the big four meat packers, but that's not the biggest conspiracy. Big ag is being controlled by their Chinese communist handlers to bring the U.S. down, but that isn't even the biggest conspiracy. The Chinese communists are colluding with the Democrats/liberals here in this country to bring down Trump because they hate him so much. But wait. That's still not the biggest conspiracy either. Damn, Mr. Tim, you're like the guy, he's dead now, but he's always like, but wait, there's more. Like the guy, I can't remember his name. Billy Mays, yeah. But wait, there's more. He says, all right, so that's still not the biggest conspiracy theory. The Democrats/liberals are all doing the bidding and kowtowing to the three people who are trying to bring about a new world order. Hillary, Soros, and the puppet master Barack Hussein Obama. He always said he wanted to fundamentally change the country. Where am I wrong? Anyway, I got to run. The black helicopters are circling again, so I must go protect my bourbon. Absolute great podcast, and congrats on episode 200. Can't wait to hear it. Keep them coming, boys. Mr. Tim. So, at this point, who knows, man? Several years ago, people would have been like, "This crazy." But if COVID like showed us anything, it's that typically the only thing I saw was the only difference between a conspiracy theory and a fact was about 6 months.
Yeah.
So, dude, who knows, man? We're already seeing like evidence come out where they're saying that like Barack did have influence over the 2016, like tried to stop the 2016 election or tried to manipulate it, whatever. So, man, nothing surprises me anymore.
No, I mean, I don't think anybody's paying attention, it's to the point where, yeah, I mean, well, like the whole JFK stuff comes out, everybody's like, yeah, we kind of assumed CIA had something to do with it.
Yeah, and that didn't do anything.
I mean, I think it's wide. I don't know if you polled like the general public as a whole, but like, what percentage of people think Epstein actually killed himself?
Yeah, I feel like the majority don't believe he killed himself.
I would say if you narrowed it down to people, because I mean, obviously there's a lot of Americans that are just completely uninformed. They're like, it sounds crazy, but like there's some people that be like, Jeffrey who?
Yeah.
But like of the people who actually know anything at all, like would recognize his name, I would dare say more than half the people that know who he is and kind of what he's accused of would say like, no way in hell he killed himself.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like it's not even that. Like, and eventually it'll come out and be like, oh yeah, by the way, we got all the closed caption TV now, and he actually didn't kill himself. Everybody be like, we knew that. Yeah, I mean that was pretty obvious.
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm with you. Totally. Appreciate you writing in, Mr. Tim. So this comes in from James. He said, episode 200. Fantastic episode. I always enjoy hearing the prior generation stories, hardships, and successes. And then he writes in, again, question about the Maha movement. I have zero row crop experience and have not kept up well with Maha. Is the goal to eliminate the use of all chemicals or glyphosate specifically? Is there a scenario where a ban on chemicals would drive yields so far down and prices up enough that being a small to medium-sized operation would have a slight advantage to large operations, where small operations could manage weed pressure with other means, tillage, crimping, cover crop, I'm not sure what other options there may be, and large operations would not efficiently be able to manage vast swaths of land as effectively? Or do you think spreading costs over so many acres, even with very poor yields, would still be more profitable? Although, like Bobby Lee, I enjoy cheap cow feed, and I am not anti-chemical. Knocking out the crutch of chemicals sounds like it may force yields down and therefore prices up. So,
man, that's interesting, and I kind of pride myself on trying to look at things from all sorts of different angles. I don't think that's something I hadn't really thought about it like that. I don't see us going back to that. Like I don't know that the Maha is going to be that successful, but let's say they got us pretty much to just go, maybe not go like certified organic, but more or less like no more glyphosate, no more paraquat, just took chemicals pretty much out of the equation. That might be a good point, because we've been sitting here preaching our problem with our markets right now is we just produce way too damn much.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to be growing 200 bushel corn. I mean, it's cool that we can, but we either need to grow a whole lot less acres or have a whole lot less yield. Like one or the other, unless all of a sudden we get some of these trade partners like China to start doing business with us again. I don't know that, man, I know everybody's, like one of your buddies said, oh, something will happen in Brazil. Man, I think it's dangerous to count on that.
I do too. I mean, it's hard to.
Them having a natural disaster or
you can't build a business plan off of somebody having a disaster.
Like China's dumping all that infrastructure down there. They'd rather do business with them. They can control them a lot more than they control us. Like the fact, the odds of us really getting back in that market, I would almost consider that ship sailed.
Yeah.
Don't stop trying to work at it, but don't need to count on it. And so if all of a sudden, we just snapped our fingers, said no more chemicals can be used in this country, but all right, I don't know what that would do to crop yields. They'll go way down.
Yeah.
Or even if they don't go down, like his point, the management will be so intense that, you know, right, being a 25,000 plus acre corn farmer is not going to be hardly doable, or soybean farmer or whatever.
See, and I don't know because
will that support prices enough to then make it profitable?
I think
for the small guy,
you know, it possibly could. Or on the flip side of that is the small guys who also depend on the chemicals would struggle, and then you'd have the huge guys that could afford these new mechanical type equipment. The
and
million
they can hire everybody because there's gonna be a whole lot of small farmers that need a job.
Yes, so I don't know. I think there's a couple of ways you could look at it. Like, it's like maybe this could be the scenario, or the scenario would be, well, the only farmers then that could afford the flamethrower or the electronic, like the zapping type sprayer. Well, it's not a sprayer, but weed control would be the huge operators. So it's like, you know, I don't know. And it would drop yields. And see, so I was just researching this yesterday, thinking about production, overproduction, and this and that. And I'm like, you know, I was kind of researching, like, do we grow too much grain? Because it seems like we have an oversupply and not enough demand. But the problem is, if we cut demand, because we do use our supply as a market leverage, like with other countries. You know, Trump will use agriculture, or not even just Trump, any president in there kind of use the agriculture markets as bargaining chips or leverage in there. And a strong agriculture industry makes everything else cheaper. Like when you have an abundance, things are cheaper across the board. Like say, cattle feed's cheaper, but then you got, even outside of what people would normally think, like plastics, fuel, like all these things, they're actually cheaper when you have a high supply of grain. So the bad thing about, like, okay, if we do cut our yields, it would be good initially for farmers because, yeah, prices would probably go up as far as bushels per acre, like income. But I think actually everything else would get a hell of a lot more expensive across the board. And I'm not talking about just for farmers. I think it would hit the average American a lot harder than they realize.
Well, that goes all the way back to, you know, the primary function of the USDA
is to keep stuff cheap.
Yeah, is to keep people fat and happy.
Yeah,
it doesn't have really anything to do with the farmer. It's to keep the population fed with cheap food.
Yep.
Because, you know, if all of a sudden the general population is starving to death, they start uprising and rioting and whatever.
Yep.
And they're a lot harder to control. Now, if you keep everybody fat and happy, they're generally, you know, pretty compliant and do what you say.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and this is not a novel opinion. You know, lots of people smarter than me have said it before I have, but that's the main function of the USDA, is just to keep food cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Now, right, you know, so at what point, you know, obviously we look at this year and, you know, we hadn't moped on it too much tonight, but man, it is. And as a cattle guy, like, I was a cattle seller yesterday. I bought some, paid a lot dearly for them. Like cattle, like it's, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it's scary high.
Yeah.
Like it's, and nobody knows where this thing's going to top out. Like, there's still room fundamentally for it to keep running. And it's like, my God, this is scary.
Yeah.
So things are good in the cattle world right now, relatively speaking. Feed's cheap. But man, I just, for the last couple of weeks, just because I know people like you and a lot of others, that, man, it's just like, damn, like I'm worried, you know.
Well,
like, it ain't good. Like, in the long term, ain't good. Like, if all of a sudden, like cattle farmers need the grain farmers to do good.
Well, see, this is so I'm almost reversing stance on something that I've always said here. I've always been very critical of farm payments, and I still struggle with them.
I see where I'm like, you know, it's looking like we're up against, and I know a lot of people, again, more knowledgeable than me, that a lot of farms are potentially facing
bankruptcy,
absolutely going under.
Yeah.
Like, like right now,
Yeah.
like very soon. How willing is the USDA going to be to let that happen? And I hate the idea of a business only surviving because the government says we'd rather them not go out. Because, I mean, hell, I know people in all kinds of industries, restaurants, whatever. They've gone bankrupt and the government wasn't there to help them.
Yeah.
You know, and part of me is like, I looked at them, I was like, yeah, you know, you just, you know, maybe it was circumstances outside of your hands, whatever. It didn't work out for you. It sucks. You know, dust yourself off and do something else, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, because, you know, the agriculture industry obviously directly tied to, you know, food cost and being able to feed the country. Is the USDA, is the government going to be willing to let guys go out of business?
Well, see, that was the thing.
Like massively. I mean, there's always been guys going out of business. I mean,
You know, I kind of
like
pose the
massive
question
turnover.
of, like, let's say 40% of farmers were to go bankrupt. Like, and that's not, that sounds crazy, but with the kind of markets we're at and the costs, I mean, and like, that's not an unrealistic amount of things to say, like 40%.
And even the ones that might not go bankrupt, you know, these are generational farms.
Yeah.
That probably have enough equity, but they're going to say, we got to quit burning through equity.
Yeah.
Like we're losing $250 an acre on average, you know,
Yep.
across 2 or 3 different crops we're growing this year. We do that, you know, we can get out right now. We're going to have to liquidate everything and maybe we'll walk away with nothing, but we don't owe anything.
Yeah.
But, you know, so it may not be absolute bankruptcy, but like
You just lose those farmers.
right, you're losing generations worth of land and other assets and equity. You know, because equity is just the easy word. All because, and you got guys that are going to face tough decisions. Like, okay, I could get out right now, and I could walk away with some equity still, or do I try to make it go up next year?
And next year don't look no better.
And if things stay the same way, I'm gonna lose another bit of that. You know.
Yeah.
Do I want to run this thing all the way to zero, or even beyond, and then have to take bankruptcy?
And see, the hard part there is, like, and I just told you, like, talking about me disking. When I was out there disking, I basically was thinking to myself, I'm like, I would ride this train until the wheels fall off. I just love it. I love row crop farming, and like, that's going to be the mentality of a lot of guys. It's like, shit, if I'm going to go out, I'm just going to go out.
Yeah,
and
they'll just be leveraged
to the damn, you know.
Absolutely, as far as the bank will let them.
Yeah.
Go.
And I mean,
and sadly, unless things miraculously turn around, you know, they're facing potentially losing everything. Stuff that may have been multi-generational and being built.
Yep.
Man, that's tough.
And see,
because you understand, like, part of you's like, I mean, farmers, I think naturally we're pretty damn hard-headed.
Yeah.
We're pretty damn stubborn, determined. I mean, that serves us well in a lot of times. But I don't know. Part of me's like, do some guys just want to say, like, we're not totally getting out, and I don't even know if this would work out economically, but we're gonna lay out next year.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're not going to spend the money putting in a crop. We're not quitting. We're not liquidating everything. But
I don't know how you'd work it out with you'd have to figure out a way to work it out with your landlords, you know, if you were renting ground.
Right. If you're renting ground, obviously on any rented ground. But I mean, on guys maybe that own enough ground, but they're not wanting to just liquidate. Like, we ain't planting a thing this year. You know, last year we lost, an average of what? However, depending on your crop.
It was like $150 an acre or something.
Like, for every acre we planted, we lost money. So this year, we're just not going to do jack shit. We're going to sit on the couch and make more money than we did last year just by the fact that we're not losing money.
Yeah.
Well, we're just going to sit here for a couple of years and see if this thing turns around. And
here's the way I look at it. Like,
and I know that's tough because farmers farm.
Yeah, we just do.
Like, that's always the thing. Like, because hell, I've got a day job. My farm is literally a side hustle. Makes a little money, you know, in a good year. But like, I gotta have something to do. Like I physically, like, I don't play golf.
Yeah.
I don't really fish.
Yeah.
I do like to hunt. I don't do it near enough. Like, if you told me, all right, you just need to just sit tight for a year, not do anything, because
you go crazy.
You're trying to do the job that you normally do is going to cost you. You know, you're going to lose money doing it.
Yeah.
Like what am I physically going to do?
Yep.
Like I'm going to develop a cocaine habit. Like I mean, like
Yes.
something bad's going to happen. Like I've got to have something to do.
No, I totally agree,
Which
man.
I don't know. Like I mean, and I've thought about this for some guys. Like they've got a lot of equipment. Why not? You start driving a truck.
Yeah.
But hell, everybody else in the same situation as you. You can't haul grain for nobody.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
what you'd have to find something to occupy yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe you volunteer at the local food pantry, and that'd be great. Find something like that to do. But like, what do you do?
Well, where I thought about this, I was like, all right, if we cannot afford to lose a large percentage of farmers. Like we're already down to super low percent. And that's, I think they say like 2% of the population. And now that is a very skewed number because there's also classifying people. I think if you make like $1,500 or more off of your property, then they classify you as a farmer. Honestly, I would say probably 0.5% of the population makes their income off of farming and in the United States.
Yeah, because I would be part of that 2%.
Yeah.
But like,
you're not contingent upon your cattle to make your income.
right, I
Like it
consider
stimulates
myself a
your
farmer,
economy. Yeah.
Kind of because it's cool. Like I want to be.
Yeah,
a
but
farmer.
but you are a farmer and rancher. I'm saying there's guys that don't even make, like it's not even really stimulating their income. Like, I mean, I guess they could go could buy a new pistol or a new rifle.
Well, right, but I'm just saying, like, my primary source of income is not my farm.
Yes.
It's not even my secondary source of income.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
And see, you would be in that 2%. And so, like, if we were to say what percent are full-time farming that have to make their income off of it, I bet you it's like 0.5%. And so we cannot afford to lose 30 or 40% of those people. I mean, again, to keep our economy kind of rolling, we can't afford to use it. There's so many industries that come off of agriculture that people don't think about.
I mean, I worry about this because, like, in that scenario, like, does this, like, whole corporatization.
It will be the monopolization of agriculture.
Like, and right now we think of the big corporate farms as being 25 and 30,000 plus acres or whatever.
They'll 10x that.
Yeah, I mean, does it literally turn into, where there's, 100 entities farming the whole country?
Yeah.
And I don't maybe that's not the right number. Maybe it's 500.
Well, it'd be like you got the McBees. People talk about the McBee dynasty. They work like 40,000 acres. If all this happened and the McBees survived, they'd be working like 400,000 acres.
I was about to say, they're still a family operation.
Yeah.
I mean, but
they would turn in, these kind of corporations would turn into like working 500,000 acres. Like it would become
right.
Very much like the big four meat packers. That's what you would end up with, I think. So
right, they've got farming operations from one side of the country to the other.
Yes, that's what I think would happen, and that's why I'm like, if this is an instance where I'm like, we just can't afford for everybody to go broke.
That's bad for everybody because then they're going to go to the landowners. Because again, it's the same way it is in the fat cattle market right now.
They're going to control the prices.
Right, with fat cattle, right, there's been a big problem. And again, it's hard to complain about this right now because cattle prices are so good. But
yeah,
for the longest time there when they weren't good, they just sit there and they're not like directly colluding. Well, maybe they are. But,
yeah.
But, they've kind of got a gentleman's agreement. They won't run prices up. And they just all agree. We'll go to landowners. Here's the contract. Instead of landowner dictating to you how you're going to do things, like, no, this is what we're going to pay.
Yep.
This is how we're going to farm it. If you don't want to do this, well, then
there's nobody's going to farm your ground.
Yeah. Right. And that's kind of the way it is or it has been with fat cattle. Like for these independent guys that want to negotiate, cash, like if they're being too hard to negotiate with, they'll be like, fine, you can't sell your cattle.
Yeah.
Like we'll blackball you.
Yeah. Well, that's my fear.
There's so few.
Yeah. That is my fear. And that's what I was like really, because I knew we were podcasting. So yesterday I was kind of really like researching this and looking into it. And I'm like, man, in this case right now, and I mean, and hey, and somebody's probably like, well, yeah, because you're feeling the pain, and I am feeling the pain. I mean, I am in the shit right now, and so, I mean, yeah, I'm like, yeah, payment would probably be nice about right now. And so yesterday, I actually did talk to. I'm trying to get Zippy Duval on the show because he's the head of Farm Bureau. He's the president of Farm Bureau. I saw where he went and met with Trump and talked to him for a while, because part of my frustration, and a lot of guys in the ag world's frustration, is they feel like the administration's being kind of tone deaf. And I mean, hell, I voted for Trump. I'm conservative. I don't think that should shock any of our listeners. And the vast majority of farmers are staunch Trump supporters, conservatives. And I've talked to a bunch of them, and they're like, man, because I'm all over Instagram, and I follow Brooke Rollins. I'd like to have Brooke on the show. But they're putting out videos, and they'll be like, our farmers are going to be richer than they've ever been. And it's like, we're all like sucking hind tit over here, man. Like we're wondering how the hell we're going to survive this year. We're not even, we can't even register next year yet. Like, we're just trying to figure out, all right, how the hell are we going to get through this year? And so I talked to a guy at Farm Bureau yesterday, just kind of trying to see how we can navigate Zippy. And because Zippy met with Trump, and he was one of the first ones I've heard that's like, legitimately like, we got to get some help. Like, the farmers are we're in a bad situation. And so I talked to Farm Bureau dude yesterday, and he was telling me the state of Tennessee, just the state of Tennessee, is projected to lose $360 million, the farmers, just in Tennessee. And that's bad. Like, because, you get up to like East Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, they're cattle farmers. So, I mean, they're making money. They should be. And so you got your row crop operation, like, that's the ones that are bleeding out right now. So it's like, man, $360 million here. And he even told me, like, the guys up north, a lot of them that are making big yields are still not making any money because the prices are so low. Yeah. So he was like, man, the problem is, like, yes, some of these guys are making big yields, but they still ain't making no money. He said, our prices are so terrible. And he said, man, he was like, we have to have a payment. He was like, I mean, we just have to. And he said, and honestly, it's got to be a pretty substantial payment. Like, he said, farmers are, and he even told me, he's like, we are in as bad of a situation right now as we were in the 80s. And so, and he was an older guy, and that's what some people have argued with me. Like, I've been like, man, I feel like this is kind of parallel to the 80s. And they're like, oh, it ain't near as bad as the 80s. And we talked about that, I guess, on episode 199. But it's like, things are really bad. Things are really bad. And so right now, I'm like, we got to have a lifeline somewhere. Our friends Matt and Kelly Griggs, I saw Kelly put up a video of a beautiful bean field. Like, she's walking out through it. Yeah, I saw it. And it looks great, man. But then she looks down at the beans, and you saw it was like a pod, like on the plant. Like, literally, she pulled up a plant, and it was like one pod on the whole plant. And I mean, this is why, like, when I think about other industries that, maybe they go out, whatever. Again, I hate it if somebody goes bankrupt in any business. But the problem that farmers face is so many elements of the chain are out of our control. We don't get to control our selling prices, and we don't get to control our buying prices, and we can't control the weather. And so it's like, basically all of the business elements are really just out of our control. The only thing we can control is the timing. Like, farmers have control of the time as far as we can plant this time, also weather dependent, and we can harvest at this time, which I guess also weather dependent. So there's so many elements that we can't control, and a lot of those elements are government dictated. So it's kind of like, well, unfortunately, I think we're going to have a payment. I mean, I just don't see any other way around it.
Yeah, I mean, which, it's kind of when we go back to, I think, unless we're just going to be in a situation where there's always going to be a government payment and government bailout, which I know we generally disagree with.
Yeah.
Especially for the small to medium-sized farmers, figuring out a way to make your own market.
Yeah.
Where you're not just selling a commodity, at whatever price the Chicago Board of Trade says you got to sell it at.
See, and I checked on canola. There's a couple of guys around here that have started growing canola. I checked on canola, and then I actually talked to a guy too about non-GMO. And the premium wasn't that great. Like, I was like, what about non-GMO? He told me the premium on it, and it really wasn't that great. If you could still cut the same yield, then you'd be pretty good. It was like $1.80 premium. But I was like, man, but if you take a 10 bushel hit on yield, you don't come out any better. So even I thought about that, but man, I don't know. And I even thought about, like, I was telling somebody the other day, diversifying. We always talk about you need to diversify. And I believe in diversification. I think that's, like, especially in these times, you need to diversify. But, like, I would almost encourage a guy, if you have a way to diversify that is outside of agriculture, that's where I would tell you to diversify. Because my farm store down here, it won't rain. The shit that I grow down there is just as shitty as my row crops. Like my pumpkin patch, man, we planted a pumpkin patch. I planted it old school, the way me and Dad used to. Dad came out there, I hand planted. We planted all the seed by hand, and like all this, it should have been the best pumpkin patch I've ever had. It won't rain. Like I even watered it. I had a hell of a water bill one month. I was running sprinklers, and it still is struggling. And so I'm like, shit. I told a guy in Lowe's stopped me the other day. He listens to the podcast. He was like, hey, Logan, man, I listen to the podcast. And I said, hey, man. And he was like, man, I'm talking to me about the store. And I told him, I said, well, I guess I'm a dummy because my thoughts on diversifying are still linked to an industry that relies on the weather and all this. So I'm like, I kind of have shot myself in the foot. So it's like, man, you hear like the McBees, hell, they got car washes,
build houses.
Yeah. I'm like, man, and there was, I listened to a podcast one time, a farming operation. They actually had electricians. And I'm like, that'd be the thing, man. Like, have something to where if the ag economy is just tanks, you're insulated. I mean, people are going to have cats and dogs, and they're going to want to take care of their cats and dogs. Cattle could shit the bed tomorrow, and people are still going to want to take care of their cats and dogs.
Yeah.
So I'm almost even stronger towards diversifying, but I'm like, try to really think about diversifying. Like, yeah, I'm a farmer, but I also run a machine shop down here, and we make medical screws for Medtronic. So I don't know. I think times like this, I saw Sharky, he had even made a post a while back, and he was talking about these bad times. He's like, this is really when people become innovative. Like, it's times like this that breeds innovation because people are like, I got to figure out how the hell to survive. Like, I would like to.
Necessity is the mother of invention.
Yes. I mean, that's what I'd like to see. I don't want to see 40% of the farmers go broke. I'd like to see us survive another year, but now I don't want us to always be contingent and reliant on a payment. I want us to figure out, okay, we survived this year. Now let's figure out how the hell we keep going and keep moving forward.
Well, and I think that's like, let's say there is a big payment and it pulls everybody's head, 90% of people's head back above water.
Yeah.
Because I do think in any industry, you always need to be trimming the fat kind of thing. You got some guy, just naturally they shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
But anyway, saves the majority of folks. Does everybody just say, all right, and just jump?
We're going for another year.
Just jump right back on it and not change a damn thing for next year? Or do people say, all right, payment got us through? Do we always want to be counting on, okay, either the big trade deal comes through and so that saves us, or no, we're still on the outs with China. They're still buying everything out of Brazil, but the government will just bail us out again this year.
Yeah.
Or do we really want to take a big, big step back and say, what can we do to not rely on, simply selling into a commodity market.
Yeah.
That is that volatile.
Well, and I'll tell you something else. If you could diversify your farming operation, and say you had 5 or 6 car wash or whatever, say you got an industry that sustains your living, you're not going to lose your house, you're not going to lose your land, and you can farm and do all that. Honestly, in years where there is a payment, I mean, you pay taxes, so I'm kind of like, you pay taxes, you pay into the system. Your neighbors are going to get the payment. You need to get the payment. Hell, actually, in those years, that's the years when you're like, well, shit, I need some new equipment. Now I got I got a windfall of cash here that I can suddenly use. You know what I mean? Like, you can use it to strengthen your operation rather than having to be, shit, I hope this is enough to pull my head above water. So it's only going to make you stronger. So, I don't know, man. That's my thoughts on that.
Yeah. Now, as somebody who has 0 acres of crop ground and who also directly benefits from cheap corn, like I feel like I should be, but I can't even enjoy, it right now because I know so many people that are just, I mean, it's not just, they're not just hurting like they're, I mean, it's just so crazy because ag is, man, it wasn't that long ago, man. It's
feast or famine, man. It is. I heard someone tell me every farming operation is 2 to 3 bad years away from going broke. And I always I was like, I honestly always felt like, yeah, I probably am. But some of these huge operators, when I'd heard that, I'm like, nah, man, they can weather just about any storm. And then there's a huge operation not far from here, and I literally heard they lost like $10 million in 2024. And when I hear that, I mean, Dad and I were talking about it the other day. He's like, man, I don't care how big and bad to the bone they are. You can't sustain a $10 million loss multiple years in a row. I mean, if they take a $10 million hit again, I mean, you're going to see some assets starting to be liquidated. You're going to see some land shelled off. And we got friends that are selling land now. So, I mean, we're in a very, I mean, we're in our 1980. That's how I look at it. I'm like, this is the time, if you can figure out a way to survive, then I feel like this will be our years where when I'm like an old man, I can be like, yeah, back in so-and-so, I barely made it out of there, so I don't know, man. I don't know. We need the podcast to take off, guys. Like, that's why I'm like, come on, man. Buy those mats and support Ag Zaga because we need this podcast to jump off because I need some side income that's not relying on the weather. So,
Logan's Feet Finder profile.
It's just not doing good,
Apparently, a lot of people aren't into really hairy feet.
Yeah, they're just not. It's not digging my toes. I don't know what it is. All right, here you go. Oh, wait a minute. I never get it quite right on the timing. Here we go.
I'm glad it wasn't just me.
Yeah, no, it ain't just you. Appreciate all the questions. We've got a lot more we still got to get to, but y'all know how we are. We like to talk and chase some rabbit holes, so we will get to you. But here we go.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America.
All right. So I'm going to give a shout out to a TV show for our Made in America.
All right.
Because it's very pro-America, and that is Dark Wolf. The Terminal List series, Jack Carr's, it's Ben Edwards from the Terminal List. It's his prequel. It's his backstory.
Tim Riggins.
What is that with him in Friday Night Lights or whatever?
Friday Night Lights, the TV show.
Okay.
Coach Taylor and Tim Riggins. Yeah, baby.
Taylor Kish is Ben Edwards. Yeah, that's Tim. I guess that's Tim Riggins in there.
Yeah, Tim Riggins is his character in Friday Night Lights.
See, I know him better as David Koresh.
See, I watched that one too.
Yeah, he killed it as David Koresh, man.
He did do a really good job.
I mean,
like,
yeah.
I mean, he was good as Tim Riggins, but as far as just an acting job, like, Because if you see him as like Tim Riggins, you're like, he can't play David. No, like he crushed that.
He crushed the crap out of it, man. And he crushes it as Ben Edwards. I watched episode 1 of Dark Wolf.
Dark Wolf, okay.
Yep.
It's the prequel to Terminal List.
Yes.
The TV show.
Yep. Yep. And it is on Prime. The first 3 episodes are out right now. And I'll give you guys a little sneak peek here. In the month of September, we will, unless something changes, we will have...
Oh, man, it's always subject to change.
But this one, I will say, this guy, I mean, I had him on my old show 3 times. And, like, when you set it in, it's usually set in. Jack Carr, who is the creator of the Terminal List and Dark Wolf and all that, Jack should be joining us on air, on the show.
But you never know. We were supposed to have a guest episode tonight.
I know, man. I was bummed about that one.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be a pretty big one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Hulk Hogan, but then he died, and so, I mean, we couldn't have him on. Like, that really sucked, you know?
Yeah, it's still
stings.
Still a fresh wound.
But no, go check out Dark Wolf and
on Prime TV, right?
Prime, yep, it's on Prime. And
I know every one of you, your wives or the few women out there listening, y'all have got the damn Prime account.
Yep.
If you have an Amazon account, you got Prime TV. Go watch it.
I'm telling you, my chest hair got longer watching episode 1. Like, it was so badass. It's not kid friendly. They cuss pretty good in it.
Do you think it'll help my head hair?
It might grow your hair out back. Yeah, I mean, your hair may come back.
Hell, I'm just gonna have it playing on my phone on repeat every night.
See if it grows. If it does,
see if I can get my hairline back.
We'll be sure and tell Jack that it actually also will help male pattern baldness.
Yeah.
But guys, check it out. You won't be disappointed. And what I'd love for you guys to do is go on to Jack's Instagram and comment to him after you watch episode 1 and tell him Talk Dirt to Me sent you to his show and how awesome it is. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd love for y'all to spam Jack and tell him, like, man, we love the show. Talk Dirt to Me sent us there. So
I'm not even sure that he reads his. Like, he's probably got a publicist that filters through a lot of that.
They might on the comments, but he responds to DMs.
Okay.
Yeah. Jack is really, man, Jack's a cool guy, man. Like, I had the privilege of getting to know Jack on my old show before his star really rose. You know, like, it was, I guess when I had him on, was that when the Terminal List came out? The book.
I'd have to go back.
That was back, it's been several years ago.
Yeah, before anybody knew who he was.
Yeah. And so, I got to talk to Jack then. That was back, I had him on for an hour and a half. Now, you ain't getting him for an hour and a half. Unless you're Joe Rogan, you ain't getting him for an hour and a half. But, so Jack's an awesome cat, super pro-America, same values as us.
Navy SEAL.
Navy SEAL, sniper. He did confirm Chris Pratt is not a liberal. I asked him about that. I was like, man, is he on the Kool-Aid? He was like, Chris is absolutely not on the Kool-Aid. So Chris passes the vibe check too. I don't know about Taylor Kish. He seems pretty cool. But Chris is legit. Taylor seems pretty cool. He does, like, he's a big Murph guy. You know, he does the Murph every year, and which he portrayed Murph in Lone Survivor.
Yeah, he did. That's right.
He was awesome in that. So, guys, check out Dark Wolf. Let us know what you thought. Comment below what you thought of this episode, and let us know if you got a question. Go to talkdirtpodcast.com. Submit your questions on there. Leave us 5-star rating on Apple, Spotify, anywhere you listen. And guys, do us another favor. Share this episode with one friend. Just copy the link to share and send it to your friend. If you think somebody will hate the show, really send it to them, because they'll send it to a bunch of people, and that's great. So do that. And what else?
agzaga.com, discount code TalkDirt20, $20 off that $50 order. I'm not even going to tell you all the things they got. Just go to the website, check it out. You'll see for yourself.
Yep. And Tractor Mat. Go to tractormat.com. Order your mats for your tractor, your combine, any of that. Don't be a slob. Get you a good mat. It fits great. I've got mine in my 5090. I keep meaning to make a video and show it. They're like precision fit. So go on there, and that is Talk Dirt, all caps, all one word, and that is 15% off. and it is made in USA.
Yep. Don't drive around in a dirty tractor cab. Get you a tractor mat.
That's right. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for all the love and support from episode 200.
Yes.
Hope to do 200 more.
Yeah, I think both of them that they felt kind of the love and some of the feedback too. I know they've gotten some text, and so I feel like we'll be able to get them back on.
Oh yeah, Dad. I think your dad seemed more like open to it. My dad was real like, yeah, I don't know, but they both warmed up too.
Oh yeah, I
after
thought they both did great.
Yeah, so it will definitely, there will be a part 2. We had some people that were like, I want the next episode to be part 2, but like, no, man, we got to kind of build up the anticipation, like. So, and your dad was telling us stuff when we walked out that I'm like, we should have talked about this. So there's a lot more to come.
We went 2 hours, yeah.
Yes. Yes. So, all right, guys. Catch you next week.